Welcome, I am the Kaiju no Kami, and guess what? You have done it, guys. You have helped me reach 2,000 subscribers. Yes! As a reward, today I am reviewing Battle in Outer Space from 1959.
Thanks to the technical award, Tsuburaya had won for his work on the Mysterians and the continued space race between the US and Soviet Union. Ishiro Honda decided after Varan and the H-Man that it was time to return to space, thus creating Battle in Outer Space, or as it was known in Japan, the Great Space War. Battle in Outer Space takes place about 8 years after the Mysterians, where the UN has utilized the technology left behind by the previous alien menace to upgrade the planet's defenses.
That's about it as far as this production is concerned. Let's just hope that this movie is a lot more interesting than its history.
Our film begins with a batch of UFOs blowing up an Earth space station that looks an awfully lot like the one used by the Mysterians. From here, a bunch of strange events occur, with one involving a train accident. This causes a conference for the United Nations to discuss these events. Here, we meet our returning characters, Professor Adachi and Etsuko Shirashi. However, if you notice, they both look quite different from how they looked in the Mysterians.
I know people change over time, but this is ridiculous. They look like entirely new people. Okay, yes, it's because they are different people.
Kureya Sendan, Kyoko and Zai play these two now because reasons. Nothing is reported from what I can find stating why they didn't return, they just didn't. Anyway, it also seems like Etsuko dumped Atsumi and got married to a man named Ichiro Kasumiya, played by Ryo Ikabe. Of course, they never actually tell you what happened with Etsuko and Atsumi, nor where Katsumiya came from, or anything that should matter at all dealing with the characters of this film. So it's probably best not to dwell on irrelevant plot points when the movie has better things to do than develop the characters, like show off their new technology to the world.
この熱線砲はこれが35番目の的です。
And then they're taken in front of a blue screen that is kind of horrible looking.
我々の宇宙艇スピップ号です。
The what?
スピップ号です。
The slips?
スピップ号です。
Are you sure that's not supposed to be ships?
スピップ号です。
The Spips? What kind of name is that? It sounds like a disease you contract from sucking off a baby's sippy cup straw.
While this is happening, one of the representatives, Dr. Ahmed, sneaks into the lab and tries to steal the new heat ray gun. His plans are foiled, so he takes Etsuko hostage before running off.
Get back.
Oh yeah, I should probably mention that if there's any scenes in this review that you see where subtitles appear but you don't hear any dialogue, it's because Sony decided to dub title this DVD release.
Apparently the alien invaders this time are called the Natal.
The Natal? Oh my god, it sounds like some type of nasal congestion medicine. Who came up with the names in this movie?
The conference continues, now focusing on the Natal invasion.
流星人ナタールは月世界に前進基地を設け、ここに名誉ある搭乗員諸君を紹介いたします。第1号機、足立博士を長つする8名。第2号機、リチャードソン博士を長つする
One of the comrades named Irimura heads out to hit on some girls before they leave for the moon, only to find himself under assault from the Natal.
このままじっとしているのは我々の生命を植え つけるのだ。我々が電波で命ずるままに行動せねばならんのだぞ。
Soon they take off into space, finding themselves before the remnants of the destroyed space station.
宇宙ステーションの犠牲者です。
心から冥福を祈ろう。
They then encounter two space torpedoes heading their way, and Iwamura tries to sabotage the ship.
熱線砲の動力源を切ったのは岩村君なんですよ。何？かけさせよう。
Thankfully, they escape destruction to land on the set of Planet X.
I mean the moon. You know, I hate to say this, but there are a lot of characters in this movie, so obviously half of them have got to die. I mean, why else would Dr. Richardson have, like, how many people on his team and we don't even know their names? You know I'm right. They're gonna die.
The crew leaves Iwamura tied up and head out using...
Some wiener mobiles. I'm sorry. What? Yes, I'd like to have my hot dogs covered in exactly half mustard and half ketchup. Oh my god. What? Oh my god. Someone just starts singing the Oscar Mayer Wiener song.
If I were an Oscar Mayer wiener, everyone would be in love with me.
So anyway, the hot dog mobiles traverse the rocky terrain until the crew can journey no farther by phallic object and have to search around on foot or risk being caught by the Natal. They find a cavern that leads them right to the Natal base. Convenient.
こんなところで地球攻撃の準備を進めてやったんだな。リチャードソン博士、一種の移動基地とでもいうべきものですかな。
Oh, and while this is happening, Iwamura wakes up.
宮廷を爆破するのだ。
Well, now you're going to have to kill off half the cast. Otherwise, that is going to become one crammed spaceship on the way home.
Back to the cavern, Etsuko is sent to retrieve the heat ray, only for Katsumiya to have to rescue her from aliens.
白石君、熱線砲をここへ持ってくるように連絡してくれたまえ。
はい。
Damn it, woman! If you can't get something as simple as a heat ray upon my request, how are you going to fetch my beer in slippers?
Here's something that really vexes me. He wants her to go retrieve the heat ray from the Wienermobile, but he has a heat ray in his hand as he clearly uses it against the aliens. Why does he need the heat ray from the Wienermobile if he's got one? And what about these guys? They have like a giant heat ray. Ew, I guess he needed a second heat ray or a giant heat ray or... What? I am so confused.
Either way, the Natal base is destroyed by the heat ray with Adachi and Richardson and the one with Katsumiya in the hot dog mobile.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Afterwards, they head back towards the Spips when one of the mobiles is damaged.
I can't deal with that now.
全員異常ないか。全員異常なし。じゃあ勝宮君出発だ。
Oh, shit.
Well, this is it, folks. This is the part we have all been waiting for, to see half of this cast.
おい、俺たちはまたきっと帰ってくるぞ。待ってるな。かくしてスピップ号は危機を脱した。
Or not. Yep. Not gonna happen, huh? Okay. Well, that is completely, totally unexpected. Oh, yeah, what about Iwamura? I forgot about that. He actually got broken free from the alien control and did this.
飛行機を爆破したのは俺だ。宇宙人のロボットにされたんだ。奴らは俺が食い止める。さあ、早く出発しろ。
What a noble sacrifice. Good on you, dude. You redeemed yourself.
So yeah, we jump back to Earth when the reports have already been made and a plan is put into action. Space-capable airplanes are launched as the NATO threat closes in on the planet.
This is Gold Leader. We're starting our attack run.
The killer space torpedoes return. The UFOs attack Tokyo directly, using their anti-gravity machine to destroy the city. Oh no, not General Zod! Kneel before Zod! Of course, in the end, we prove we are more than a match for those pesky alien invaders and destroy their forces.
Which brings an end to Battle in Outer Space. I'm not really sure how I feel about this one.
It isn't a bad movie overall, it just isn't a very good one. The lack of character development really hurts this film a lot compared to The Mysterians, which was still full of symbolism and undertones to define the film. Here, it's pretty empty. Yeah, it still has the whole, we need to work together to overcome evil mentality, but it is very subdued. In fact, yep, this movie is no doubt a sequel. It is trying to copy the magic of its predecessor and fails hard. It doesn't help that the two returning characters are played by different actors, making you wonder what the point of them even being the same characters was. Also, why does Etsuko have a different husband from who she was all set to marry in The Mysterians? None of this is ever explained, nor does it even feel like they are the same characters. The characters here are so one-dimensional that Honda could have replaced them with tofu blocks and we would have gotten the same effect. Hell, maybe we could have felt bad for the tofu. The plot is hardly anything different from The Mysterians. We just switched the setting of the base from being underground to on the moon. They never even actually go into the Natal base, they just attack it from a distance and that is it. Very little effort is used to destroy it, making these guys one of the weakest alien invaders in the entire Kaiju franchise. I'm not even sure we even actually saw what the Natals look like, or were those alien creatures that attacked Etsuko supposed to be them? I'm unsure as this movie never really explained it. I do have to give the film credit though. Tsuburaya outdid himself here, at least with the miniature work. The miniatures used for the battle at the end of the film was terrific. They made the buildings out of thin paper that were cut so they could easily blow apart when the fans were turned on to give it the effect as if they were being pulled by a gravity beam. However, the most impressive part is that they had to get these effects right on the first take, because there could possibly be no additional takes, and they succeeded. This entire scene is the highlight of the film, and it is what makes it worth sitting through. Additionally, you can also add in a Fuka-based score to the mix, as it helps pump up the energy. On the other hand, the wires are obvious, especially during the invasion scene at the end. You can clearly see where the planes are launching from off screen due to the wires trailing up and down the screen. While it doesn't bother me, others might be turned off due to them. Lastly, no words can really describe my thoughts on the hot dog mobiles. What was Tsuburaya thinking when he allowed them to be designed that way? Actually, no, scratch that. Given how overworked these people usually are, they were probably hungry when they were designed.
Either way, I'm not sure I would recommend this film to the casual viewer. Now, if you are a kaiju enthusiast who has seen Invasion of Astro Monster hundreds of times and really do need to see another science fiction kaiju movie, then by all means, check it out. It is most certainly well superior to War in Space, although I'd say just stick with the Mysterians because this pseudo-sequel just isn't really worth it in the long run. Until next time, bye.
Hello? Can anyone hear me? I'm still here. Hello? No?